Hi guys, we're all updated now for midterm grades. So I wanted to show you guys how to find those grades on Canvas just so you can monitor your progress. This is really a kind of just-in-time warning for some of you, and also a keep doing the right thing for most of you. So I think that you guys will be able to very much right your ships right now if they're in the wrong direction, and keep heading in the right direction if you're going that way already. So let's go through and talk about how to do this. So I know you guys have, hopefully, I'm hoping you guys have seen the new homepage that I posted last night, and you have some to-dos here just to keep you going, but I also just reorganized the homepage so you can really access all of the material from here. And as I add in new assignments, you'll see them here. You can see that I have an assignment for the 31st, the 2nd, the 7th, and then the place where you're going to finally submit. And I've decided that I'm going to make that due on April 23rd. So I'm giving you guys more time here. That does mean I'm going to have to rethink how I'm going to do the This I Believe essay. Good news is I think you guys are going to be able to handle that just perfectly. I'm not too worried about that, but we'll get to that later. Don't worry about that now. I'll be thinking about how to replan those kinds of things later. Right now, let's just focus on doing a really good job here. Okay, so back to grades. I'll go back, I'll make another video about this. You'll see that. So back to grades. So as you guys know, you go to your grades and click on that. And here we go. And this is grades for test student. Now, test student started out okay, but is not doing really well now. Test student has missed a couple of things. So test student failed to come to the draft conference or submit a draft. Did okay on the reading response. That's a C, so did okay there. Did well on the midterm exam because test student did give me both halves of that exam. Remember I said as a treat for the class, if you completed both the paragraph and the grammar packet, you were going to get a 50 no matter what. So good job for test student. And then for homework, I have divided this into two separate categories now. So you can see homework week 1 to 8, that's the homework we've already done. And so what I did is I gave a score out of 50. So we've done 50% of the homework grade so far. You can see test student is not doing really well there. So probably because test student didn't come to the draft conference and didn't have a draft for me to look at, has not been completing homework, that probably left test student not knowing really how to complete the first paper that we did. So test student didn't turn it in. You can see it's missing here, and got a 0. So that's really tough on test student. So I'm sure test student is feeling really bad right now, and probably that's why right after the break, test student didn't come in and do this homework. That's really sad because that doesn't mean that test student can't still do better in the class. So if you scroll down to the bottom, we can see how test student is doing overall. Okay, so right here, there's a new homework grade. Okay, there's this here. That's for all of the assignments you guys are submitting online. So this homework grade is going to be for the second half of the course. So everything in here is going to reflect assignments you're turning in online on Canvas. So we can see that in terms of the assignments, test student has 14% done. I can see by here that test student has submitted one of the papers that was due. This 250 is 2 papers, so it's going to be the reading response and the research report together. And test student only submitted 1. That's why he only has a 14%. Participation, that's going to be on the participation score, participation activities, how many has that student done. And then assessments, so we can see this is kind of like professionalism right now, and I'll be using that as professionalism, kind of. And then assessments, that is like the midterm, right? So the midterm and the final exam are both assessments. And right now, test students doing well in that area has 100%. So, and a lot of the students do. So you can see that test student has 100 points total out of the 355 possible. So that's a third of the way through the class. Remember, this is a 1,000-point class, okay? And we're a third of the way through class. This is how many are available to get so far, okay? This is how many points we have completed so far. And this is how many points total test student has managed to get. Okay, and here we see that test student is now rocking a 28%. This is well below the 50% you need even for just an F. So this test student is not doing very well. So that's how you read. Most of you guys are doing much better than test student, but some of you guys are doing about what test student is doing, and I really want you guys to pay attention. If you guys are in the 70 range, even if you're in the high 60 range right now, don't panic. You guys are doing a good job. Some of you guys are in the 80 range. I even have a student who's in the 90 range right now, so that's very impressive. So that's really good. So you guys are all set. If you guys look at this and the total right now is in the 80 or 90 range, keep doing what you're doing. If it's in the 60 or 70 range, you know, put in a little more, you know, try to practice that grammar a little more, those kinds of things. Make sure you're keeping up with class. Don't lose hope. You are in great shape. But if you're down here like test student, you really do need to step up your game. So please, if you are in this boat, please email me and come talk to me about, or, you know, you can't come talk to me, sorry. Please Zoom me. I can send out a Zoom link if you want to do that, or just email me, or I can call you. Please, I want you guys to do really well and not end up doing badly. The good news for test student right now is we have just over 600 points still to get in the class. That means that test student can still pass because test student has 100 points, and that's not nothing, right? So test student can still pass. So please get a hold of me if you're not doing as well as you would like. Again, email me, message me through Canvas, and we will be just fine. So again, that's how you read your scores right now. You can see your total right here. You can click show all details here to see more, but that's it. So keep up the good work, and if your work isn't quite good enough right now, I know you can still do it. All right. Miss you guys.